Welcome back, everyone, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, as we continue this Union campaign. It's August of 1862. There's a lot going on right now. Those of you who have signed up as patrons since the last video, I've gone ahead and added all of your units. They're currently in the recruitment queue, and I replied to your unit request with exactly what brigade and division those units are in. So if you go over to Patreon, you'll be able to see that. That way you'll know exactly where they are. And we are ready to dive in to see what happens here. Here's the situation. We have 316,000 men fielded, his 305,000. I did mention last episode that I wanted to take a look at the Navy because he's starting to build up on that tonnage a little bit. So I think we need to focus on our Navy some more. Maybe get some more squadrons going. We have a lot of ships in harbor. I want to get some more brown water Navy going. But I also need to double check all of our squadrons and see exactly what they're doing. And make sure that we're blockading as well as we should. So let's take a look right here. We've got the home squadron. They are blockading the Chesapeake Bay. And I think doing so fairly effectively. I'm just checking to see if there's a way we can see exactly. Okay, this is saying not blocked right there. So I guess we're not blockading as well as I thought we were. I'm not sure why that is. Because I would think that where they are would certainly do the trick. We have a blockade squadron right here, the Atlantic blockading squadron. 328 guns. I mean, that is a massive squadron. I'd like to go in after this North Carolina squadron, which only has 2 ships and 4 guns. So I'm going to go ahead and move them in there. But I think we need to get some additional squadrons going down. We might even be able to separate some ships off of this Atlantic squadron since it's so freaking enormous. So let's form a new squadron. Let's say, I guess somewhere like Alexandria. That's going to be the James River Squadron. And we'll throw a few of these ships in there, like the USS New Orleans, which currently isn't being used. But then I'm going to go ahead and do some transferring here. I don't know why it won't let me go to the other squadrons and do transfers. I'll have to figure it out. I'm going to go ahead and send the Flying Flotilla here with 133 guns, which is just sitting here protecting the entrance to the Potomac River. We're going to send them down here, see if we can't do a better job of blockading some things here. Glorious victory in the Atlantic. So we disintegrated that unit. I don't know if we can start shelling Fort Macon here. Union Navy unstoppable. So the port of Moorhead, we are going to start shelling Fort Macon, it looks like. See, this is still showing not blocked. I'm not entirely sure why that is. There are 53 men of the North Carolina State Militia in Fort Macon. Not a lot. So let's go ahead and build some new ships for this new squadron that we just started. Looking to see what we can put into it. I don't really want steamers, but we can't build any of these bigger ships in that particular port. River gunboat isn't going to do us a lot of good. A monitor, same thing, not really a big deal. This gunboat has the ability to sail, so maybe that's the way to go here. So we'll get a couple of gunboats being built for that James River Squadron. I don't really want to call it that, though. So let's go back to that squadron. And, I don't know. We'll just call it Paulding's Squadron. I know, real clever name. Alright, our Department of the West is going to be added again, but now we've added some guns to the Department of the West. I feel like we should be in pretty good shape here against Whiting's Corps. This is again in Western Tennessee. So he keeps hitting us there. It's interesting. All right, this one's going to be a mess. It's almost all woods, not many places for the army to go as far as roads go, so it's going to be pretty interesting. We're going to have to kind of bunch everybody up near this road. We'll send out the cavalry to kind of lead the way, and we'll advance very slowly since we're facing a pretty equal size army. I'm guessing he's going to be up in here somewhere, but it doesn't look like there's any. Oh, here's an objective over here. So, oh, and he could be coming in from here too. So, oh boy, there's actually a lot of different places. We're actually gonna, I think, I'm gonna go ahead and load up down here, come in this way. We might hit him pretty early, and then march up this this road here to try and get over to that spot. All right, we found him. He's actually dug in right here. I was sending up the cavalry to scout this way, and then I was going to send him down this road, and we actually ran into him, dug in a really strong defensive spot right here. All right, so let's pull these guys back. Actually, we'll dismount them for now. How they doing? Not real great at the moment, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to send these 2 units of cavalry across this territory here. I'm going to start sending my infantry divisions north, and we'll start getting into position to prepare for our attack. We really can't go through these woods. He's on high ground in the open spot. I mean, it's really a perfect location. All right, let's pull right back. Well, this is interesting. He is advancing out of that position. He's being pretty aggressive here, which we're not quite prepared for, because I was just getting everybody organized. Not at all prepared for an aggressive approach like this. I've just got the 1 brigade under Willard up here right now. We're still waiting on the rest of that division to even arrive. I have grabbed the objective over here. So let's get Stockton. He's the artillery, so they're actually still moving. We need to get Samuel Heinzelman's division into place. I'm going to move him up over here into these woods, and then we'll have to figure out a way for that artillery to get involved. All right, Carr, let's get you into a single line. So he's deploying out here for sure. All right, I'm going to start moving this cavalry up slowly. Keep 2 of them together. Give them long range orders. Looks like the Oregon Volunteers are already in combat. Exactly the best way to line up. All right, Heinzelman, let's get in over here on the right. Dang. Morale's pretty low right now for our forces. Man, you can see how quickly that lost resilience is climbing for Nathaniel Lyons' Missouri Brigade. Oregon Volunteers are much the same. They've lost 500 men already. Evergreen Brigade's kind of stuck in behind the Oregon Volunteers. sexy division into position here. Okay. We're going to dismount the 3rd Cavalry. Start firing on this artillery here. Hopefully this will keep these guys occupied who are sitting in a swamp. Oh man, I'm really worried about the Missouri Brigade now. He's got a unit over here on his flank. We're just now getting Huntsman and Sexy Division into position. Gonzo's Gators are coming up on this side. Let's have him deploy some skirmishers. Still waiting on this artillery to get up there. They're kind of slow going. They're going up over a hill. It's kind of a mountain trail, I guess. But the bar's moving in the right direction, so that's good. Alright, we're going to give the Sexy Division attack orders. I'm going to do the same for Stockton, even though he's taken 1,500 casualties already. The Oregon Volunteers are most of the, well, they're half of them. I don't know how much longer French is going to hold there. He may fall back soon. But we're going to put the pressure on these guys and try to finish this victory. Oh man, that attack order he sent the Virginia Legion right in with that cavalry up front. I like it. I'm cool with that. We won't even have to engage the right wing of his army. If we just break a couple more of these units, that'll be it. And it looks like Sexy Division is going to be pretty aggressive here. It's only 6 o'clock. It's August, so we should have some time. I like our AI General's aggression. It's what we need in this moment. So what is that? That's a new thing I haven't seen before, this circle. Alright, there, we broke one. I think the AI is getting better. They have done some additional improvements to the AI. I think we've got this one. Numbers wise, dang, we inflicted. So as bad as it seemed, as far as the casualties were going, with the Missouri Brigade and the Oregon Volunteers taking the casualties they did, 1,500 between them, we were inflicting even more. I mean, we inflicted 5,000 casualties on the enemy. So what I want to look at real quick, because I'm kind of curious about this. I want to look at the combat report, because you can see here. So we know the Oregon Volunteers took 900 casualties, but how many did they inflict is the question. So it looks they inflicted 1,500. So as bad as it seemed like they were taking hits, they were dishing them out too. And the Evergreen Brigade also did just as well, inflicting 1,500 casualties. And he is now retreating, so we've got this. All right, victory at Dyersburg. Let's drive the rebels out of Tennessee as best we can. That's, I think, going to be a lot of the focus in these episodes. Let's upgrade that Dyersburg depot a little bit. Cairo squadron's here still. I'd like to add some additional firepower to the Cairo squadron, especially now that we've got some new available options. Ironclad River gunboat has 31 guns. I'd love to have one of those. in that unit. So we're going to go ahead and start building one of those. The USS Arizona. All right, let's look at what else we have going on here. Of course, we have this huge collection of forces that is happening in the Nashville area, but so far, no actual fight, because Grant has 116,000 men between all of these guys. McClellan's 13th Corps has another perk available. I'm going to give him the Balloon Corps. It reduces the time for order delays and improves intelligence gathering as well. But I'd like to get into some combat with these guys. I'm gonna send the 15th Corps under George Meade over to see if we can't pick a fight with some of these units right here, and they would probably then be reinforced by the rest of Grant's army when that happens. There it is. Okay, so we've got 110,000 men and 200 guns going up against about 100,000 men and 229 guns. This is massive. We're talking about a 200,000 man battle. I don't know how my computer is going to handle this, but we'll see. So specifically, we're estimating 102,000 Confederates, 114,000 Union. That would make this larger than any battle that ever took place during the American Civil War. Even Gettysburg only had 150,000 men on the field. I think Fredericksburg had the most men on the battlefield, something like 180, 190,000 total. So this is larger than that. So I have a feeling my computer is not going to like it. This is August of 1862, so we're just a few days before when the historical Second Battle of Bull Run was fought. We're going to be on the Stones River battlefield. And just a massive, massive force coming in from three sides. We get to be on the defensive, which is beautiful because we can dig in right along Stones River and defend all of these crossings. This should be a lot of fun. I'm excited about this battle. So we're going to have McClellan on the left flank. We're going to have William Buell Franklin in the center, and we're going to have Meade over on the right. Meade is the only one who isn't actually able to deploy directly at the crossing. So we're going to have to rush him up to those objectives. But the other two are going to be able to get right into the thick of things right off the bat. So we'll start covering all of these crossings. I should be able to do that and hold some divisions in reserve. But we'll see once we actually spread out how this is going to look. Okay, here's how we are arrayed for battle. Going left to right, we've got Steele's division guarding the extreme left flank. I have these couple of cavalry units here just kind of in here in case they need to reinforce anywhere. Rousseau's division is kind of watching here because if he approaches this way, we might be able to fire into his flank. And then Hancock's division's holding here. We're putting everybody in double line, so they've got reinforcements. Irvin McDowell's got to cover 3 separate crossings that are all right here. I may go ahead and throw this Jesse Reno's cavalry up here too. Anderson's division is watching this crossing. Baker's division is covering this one here. We are moving the right wing of Franklin's corps in to cover this crossing at McFadden's Ford. And then we are in the process of moving Meade's divisions. I don't know why, and this has been happening a lot lately. The orders end up getting like the men move and then they stop. So we need to get Gabriel Paul's division moving, the Special Forces division. And then we're sending these couple of cavalry brigades to cover the extreme right. We're a little thinner on the right than I'd like to be with Meade's division, but I think we'll be okay. Now, overall, the one thing I am a little concerned about is the morale situation. You can see our morale is just 49 compared to 72 for the Confederates. So they're going to fight. And I think we're going to have to inflict a lot of casualties to win this thing. If I get the opportunity, since I don't think we're going to fight before nightfall, I might try to dig in a little bit on some of these places. Okay, we're at the start of day 2, so it's time to start building fortifications. wherever I can. I've got 25 engineering points, which means I can throw up some of these parapets pretty much instantly. The tricky part, of course, is the ground that we're building on. It doesn't necessarily always lend itself to what I want to do here. So it gets a little tricky being able to do that. And then we can upgrade it and dig in behind it. All right, so over here in a couple of these spots, we had to go with breastworks because we couldn't actually fit parapets. It just wouldn't let it happen. But over on the right side, a couple of spots we were able to get some parapets. Now here, I forgot to build, so let's go ahead and queue up some breastworks here. Okay, we've got our first sighting of the enemy. It looks like it's Harry Hayes. Must be the Louisianans. It looks like they're coming in this way. Once we have a better understanding of what the enemy is doing, it'll make it a little easier for us to figure out what we're doing. Whoa, 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 whoa. How in the world? Somehow I ended up with 2 divisions over here, and nobody's covering McFadden's lane. That could be a major, major problem, because that's exactly where these guys are headed. How did that happen? It must have been something with the redeployment that it must have shifted those guys over from where they were covering. So this is not only not covered anymore, but I've got no fortifications there either. Oh, that's a major, major problem. Where's our corps commander for this division? He's way over here, so that's even worse because it's going to take a while for those orders to get there. Okay, they're getting into position. Looks like we're going to be able to slow them down. We're getting the artillery firing. We've got 10-pounder Parrots right here. Over here we got 24-pounder howitzers. I'd like to get them in a little closer, because they could really wreak some havoc on the enemy trying to cross. But the problem is this is a division that's mostly made up of units with mixed muskets, so they're not even our best equipped unit, not even close. I'm hoping he doesn't try to send his whole army right there and that he tries to cross over here too, because we're a little better equipped for that. We've got 1 unit in parapets right here, the Louisville Legion. These guys are mixed muskets too. All right, these guys here have Springfields, but they're in behind. All right, here he comes. But we have no parapets here, no fortifications, no breastworks. Looks like he might even get in on our flank a little bit. Let's get some more guns up there. Wait, it's not going to let him cross there, is he? Oh, it did. Somehow he was able to cross there. Alright. Let's get the 5th Division over here. This is going to be a major problem otherwise. So I'm guessing we're not going to see him come at our left flank. So let's go ahead and start sending some of these divisions across. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. We've got some 3-inch rifles coming up. I'm going to send this cav across. Remember, he's got 100,000 men, so this is not even close to his entire army, so I don't want to get too crazy with redeployments. So I'm going to keep this cav over here to cover that crossing. But we do have to throw these guys back before they drive off my division that's covering this crossing. Alright, let's get these 3-inch guns firing. Start pouring it right into Morgan's brigade. Long range. I'm gonna hold these guys right where they are. Alright, so we can see he's over here too. We're starting to move. Remember, his morale's high, so he's going to take a lot of casualties before we are able to drive him off the field. And actually right now, casualties are about 3-1 to his advantage, but that's about to change. Got the Black Hawk veterans coming up here. This is just the beginning stages of this battle, because this is a huge battle in the making. Look at the size of this army. Alright, so he does have units over here. I should have stayed put. Darn it. Fall back, guys. Let's pull Rousseau back to where he was. I knew I should have stayed put. Now hopefully we'll start seeing these casualties balance out a little bit. How's the 1st Brigade holding up? Not real great. Gotta move these guns up some more. Oh, they're taking some casualties. Alright, counter battery fire. Try and take out that battery there. Let's move up a little closer. Why is this 1 brigade back there? No. I don't want you to do that anymore. Stay there. I need Rousseau falling back to where he was. Alright, he is coming down at the center crossing now. Looks like we broke Harry Hayes. He's in Carter Stevenson's division. That's who the division commander is there. Did I lose a battery? A 3-inch battery got wiped out over here. So he's doing some pretty successful counter battery fire right now. We've lost 14 guns to his 5. Casualties are almost even now. Oh, you know what? I had like 900 missing before this battle even started. I noticed that was showing up. So that's actually the discrepancy. Otherwise, we're actually inflicting pretty good casualties right now. So that threw things off a little bit early on. Morgan got driven back. Alright, so we're going to survive the initial attempt at crossing over here. So Smoky Mountain Brigade's still sitting there. I'm still waiting for Rousseau to get back across where he was. Probably should not have these 3-inch guns up that close, so let's pull them back. That's a recipe for losing those guns. We've lost 15, he's lost 5. Alright, yeah. We're doing good on casualties now. Just drove Jackson back. We may not have to engage his whole army if we shift this bar over enough. You can see his morale's down to 60 now. We've also got the advantage of holding the objective points. Jennison's brigade's in bad shape here. I gotta get these 24-pounders out somewhere where they can have a clear line of sight. Come on, Jennison, hit that battery. I can't give him that order, though, because I'm doing division orders, not brigade orders. Alright, Rousseau's finally getting back into position. Carolina Loyalists are part of Frederick Steele's division, which I'm pulling back as well. What are these here? 20-pounder Parrots. Alright, good. Now they're firing on that battery. Here it comes again. He's really pressing right here. Understandable. I might go ahead. Let's pull Gabriel Paul's brigade over here, or division over here. We might need him before it's over as a reserve. But still, all the fighting's still right here. Now we got those 24-pounder howitzers opening up. That should be fun. This is first combat for most of these units. I'm gonna pull Sidney Burbank, my division commander, back a little bit. So far, so good. I'm worried about Jennison. He's probably going to break at some point. He's lost 700 men. He's sending some skirmishers up over here. Yeah, numbers are looking good now. We're actually... When you figure I had those 900 missing to start the battle, we're actually inflicting about 3-to-1 casualties. Just drove off another brigade there. I'm going to go ahead and speed up time a little bit. Let's get kind of a bird's eye view here. Okay, he's starting to make a move over here. That's fine, go for it. Wouldn't mind seeing him press an attack somewhere else other than the weakest point on my line, which is where he attacked. Let's go ahead and give these guys, give him a defensive initiative order so he'll adjust his line instead of getting flanked like he's doing right now. I'm going to do the same for Samuel Tappan. Alright, what's he doing over here? He's 12-pounder Napoleons. First combat for them as well. First combat for a lot of these units. $5,000 enemy casualties now. Oh, what's he doing with Williams? Yeah, boy. $6,000 enemy casualties, so still about 3-to-1. Because I've really only suffered 2,000 so far. Man, And then Gabriel Paul getting poured into here. This reminds me of the wheat field at Gettysburg, where you just have units getting constantly poured into this really small area from different corps, different divisions, coming in from different sides. Just a mess. What is going on over here? Why did Burbank go all the way over there with 2 of his brigades? This is why I don't trust the AI with initiative. Because he does stuff like that. Where's Gabriel Paul? He's right there. Alright, Paul, I want you to attack. Let's try and break these guys. Yeah, see, so Burbank sends those 2 brigades over there and gets them immediately broken and screws up the whole plan. Every time I do initiative, I regret it. How we doing here? The Hurrying Hoosiers, 48 lost so far, but doing really, really well, holding the line. Hans Hag and the Nordic Guards doing well. Also, the Lincoln Loyalists are here. They've lost 300 men. Under Bull Nelson. Alright, so he broke. The 5th Michigan Volunteers over on the left have been broken here. But Smith also got broken. We've got this battery sitting here. The Dark Horse Brigade, brand new unit, just entered. Oh wait, not the Dark Horse now. I'm thinking of somebody else. There's another unit with a similar name. That's brand new. Man, this is violent stuff. Okay, we've got him stacked up right there. Jennison's been losing men. That's not anything new. Louisville Legion holding the line well there. Man, what a mess right here, though. Jeez. There is a Confederate force sitting right here. Alright, I think we've thrown them back here. Nice job. Buckeye sharpshooters. 5th Michigan Volunteers rallied. They had broken initially, but they rallied. Good for them. Jennison finally broke. I'm not surprised by that. Man, most of the casualties are happening right here at this crossing now. 13,000 Confederate casualties now. These are, right now, we're right at about Fredericksburg numbers, with me having similar numbers to what the Confederates did, and the Confederates having what the Union did. Man, this is crazy stuff. Alright, 2 more Confederate brigades, Jones and Egan, have broken. We've got units breaking over here. Humphrey's 3rd Brigade, Williams' 2nd Brigade, and that's Jennison, who broke a little while ago. The Hurrying Hoosiers, Nordic Guards, and Lincoln Loyalists have lost 1,000 men. They could be in trouble. They were really ganged up on over there. Oh boy, and he is loading up on us here too. Louisville Legion's in parapets and they've still lost 500 men. They're about to gain a perk. Wow, this is so crazy. Nelson's losing men. That's the unit I was just worried about. Right here, he's lost 1,200 men, the Lincoln Loyalists. But I think we got them. Looks like they're starting to pull back. Wow, that was so crazy. And we didn't even engage a lot of his army. Good night. Let's look at the numbers. So we've lost 30 guns. He's lost 45. We've lost 8,000 or so men. He's lost 20,000. Commander of the 1st East Tennessee Infantry has been wounded. And the rebels are retreating. So our first big combat in around Nashville with Grant's massive army results in success, but at great cost to some of our units. All right, so here's the current situation now. Confederates have about 284,000 men now. Total casualties, 126 for them, 71 for me. But more importantly, we've won a victory over them outside of Nashville, and hopefully we start driving them south, because I can't start making my move south as long as these guys are threatening to go around me on this side. So I'm probably going to have to spread out these corps a little bit to prevent that from happening. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up for now. We've got a long way to go, but it's been quite interesting. I imagine we're going to start seeing the Army of the Potomac back in the action here very soon. Let's get Wilcox's 3rd Corps down here with the rest of the army, and then we'll start trying to make a move south toward Richmond. Probably get into some combat with the Army of the Potomac in the next episode. Until then, thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.